Okay, so we're going to just practice setting up the trig functions. So we've got a fully solved triangle. The only thing we don't know are the missing angles. We don't need to know these because all we're looking for is the ratios, okay? So if I take a look at this, I'm looking at all three of these, and these are all set up in terms of x. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to label each of my sides with my reference angle as x. And so this is always my hypotenuse. This is my opposite, and this is my adjacent side. Okay. And so then I'm going to remember SOHCAHTOA, right? Sine is opposite over hypotenuse, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, and tangent is opposite over adjacent. So if I look for my sine, I'm looking for my opposite over my hypotenuse. My opposite side from x is 12, and my hypotenuse is 13. If I look for cosine, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. My adjacent side is 5, and my hypotenuse is still 13. For tangent, it's opposite over adjacent. And from x, my opposite side is 12, and my adjacent side is 5. These are all simplified fractions, so we can leave them exactly as they are. Now, if you take a look down here, we're actually looking at a different reference angle. So each of these, I'm going to now label from my label y. Hypotenuse never changes. Hypotenuse is always my hypotenuse. This side, though, from this angle now becomes my opposite, and this side from this angle becomes my adjacent. So now, whenever I'm plugging these values in, they're going to look a little different. So sine is still opposite over hypotenuse, but this side for the blue, my opposite is the 5, and my hypotenuse is still 13. For cosine, I have adjacent over hypotenuse, but my adjacent for the y is 12, and my hypotenuse is still 13. Tangent now is opposite over adjacent, which is 5 over 12. A couple of things to notice: the sine of one reference angle is the cosine of the other. The cosine of one is the sine of the other. And then if we take a look at our tangents, they're actually reciprocals of each other. They're just flipped fractions. And that's going to always happen in the same triangle.